Hey everybody, welcome back to Sparks Fire and Baling Wire. It was like 8 degrees below zero this morning and 40 below wind chill. I'm not doing nothing outside. It'll be a good day to mess around the shop and get some work done on this tractor. I got a shop manual ordered and haven't got one yet, but I did find this yesterday. The original book for this tractor. The mice have been at it, but it's not in too bad a shape. I also bought a case of this Persian orange paint for the tractor. I kind of decided on these small parts and stuff that's hard to get to. I'm just going to rattle can that. So when I put it together, I'm not trying to spray down in tight areas with the spray gun and get runs all over and just fogging the paint in there at best. And this company actually sells the actual paint in gallon cans, so it should match up good. So that's what I'm going to try. Hopefully it works good. Yesterday I took apart the timing cover. These are the pieces for the governor that go in the timing cover. I didn't think I'd get a chance to do anything yesterday, so I didn't bring my cameras with me. I got that tore apart. I'm cleaning up the timing cover now. I'll try and get all this reassembled while I still remember how things go. This book actually has really good diagrams in it to tell you how stuff goes, so it shouldn't be too big a problem with this project. I also yesterday painted a couple pieces. That's the front crank pulley and the flywheel cover. See the contrast from that to the old original paint yet. I think you're going to need sunglasses when this thing's done to look at it. So I got the timing cover in here now. Work on getting this blasted and get it cleaned up. We'll finish up with that and we'll be back in a minute. Well, my day off didn't quite go like planned. I had to meet the inspector for the state at 11 o'clock yesterday to go over a job that I got in progress. Then I had to go look at a buddy of mine's job. He's got a CNC lathe that I got to hook up for him. And since I was halfway there, I decided to run to Sioux City and go to Harbor Freight and see what they all have that I don't need. Picked up an ultrasonic cleaner. Been wanting one of those for quite a while. Now I got one. Got a feeling now that I have it, probably going to want a bigger one. I had coupons. They were going to expire. Picked up this gear puller set, wheel puller set. Set of small wire brushes. Figure them would come in handy for getting in tight spots for cleaning stuff up. New set of gloves for my blast cabinet. Little set of detail brushes. There's a steel one, a brass one, a nylon one. New dead blow hammer to pick up mine that went AWOL. Never have found it. Now that I replaced it, I'll probably find it somewhere. I picked up one of these there needle scalers. Those come in real handy for taking slag off of welds if you're stick welding. And I've seen guys use them for paint, removing paint and rust off stuff. So I'll see how it works on this thing. Might be a few spots I can try it out. And then I got this little guy that was free. Pretty bright. Got a little magnet on the back or hook you can hang it up. Probably come in handy. Open up this cleaner and see what we got here. Instructions. There it is. Not a whole lot to it. 2.5 liters. So it's not very big. So I was saying already, I'm probably going to want a bigger one here in the very near future. You just put your parts in there. Got a little basket that goes in the bottom. Has heat on it. Time controls. A little lid. Get it set up and throw some parts in there and see what it can do. This oil filter housing and line look like good candidates to try out in that ultrasonic cleaner. Nice and filthy. Will be a good test for it. Got this filled about halfway with water. It's preheating. I don't know if you can read that. Set on 180 degrees. That's just the default. I don't know if you can change the temperature or not. Yeah, you can. No, you can't. That's the time setting. Temperature must just be on and off. Yeah, that's the time setting on it. You got 90 seconds, 180, 280, 380, 480. That's as high as it goes, which 480 is 8 minutes. So you have to keep turning it back on. That's one of the bad things I've heard about these. Kind of have to babysit it. Yeah, kind of wire brush the big chunks off of here. Thinking I probably better remove the oil pressure gauge. I don't think I want to stick that in that cleaner. I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of this washing soda that I use for electrolysis. I don't see why it shouldn't work in here too. I'll fill it up to the fill line with water, get as much of it submerged as I can. Turn it on and see what happens. There's after the first 8-minute cycle. Hasn't done a whole lot yet that I can see, but the water's quite cloudy already, so it must be doing something. Okay, ran through quite a few cycles now. This water is getting quite hot now. Really can't put your hands in it. It's taking quite a bit off. Hasn't blown my socks off yet though. I think I'm going to clean it out and restart the process with some simple green. See what that does. I ran through about 6 cycles. I expected better results out of this. I loaded it up with all the simple green I had left. Put my parts in. Now I'm going to fill it to the max line with water. Get set for max time. See what happens with the simple green. Well, those parts are cleaning in the ultrasonic cleaner. I got this needle scaler set up. I already wire brushed a bunch off the block. I'm getting some of these tight spots and see how it does in there. You can see it works pretty good getting in these tight areas. I edited the sound out of this video. This thing is quite loud. You're definitely going to want to wear hearing protection when using it. And of course eye protection. But nice little tool. Does work good. After cycling the simple green, see it's worked much better already. It's really starting to eat it off there now. And this is still, it's not hardly warm at all yet. It's not much above room temperature. And it's already working a whole lot better. Before I do a whole lot more cleaning on this, get a bunch of dirt and grit down in here. You take the dial indicator, check out the cam. I still haven't received my manual for this tractor, but I read online that the cam's supposed to have 260 thousandths of lift. So I'm going to set the dial indicator up on the flat spot on the cam. And we'll zero it out. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. Then I'll turn the cam. Coming up on the lobe now. There's 100 thousandths. It's 200. Looks like it peaked at 248 thousandths. So that's 2 thousandths less than factory spec, if that's right. So that's probably going to be acceptable. I'll check the other 7 lobes, make sure they're good. And then I'm going to pull this camshaft and the tappets out here. It's very important those are kept in order, because if you mix 2 of them up on a used cam, it'll destroy it in minutes. But if everything specs out, I'm going to get that pulled out here. Okay, we got all the lobes measured. The lowest one I had was 248 thousandths of lift on the number 1 intake cylinder. The highest reading I got was 254 thousandths on the number 3 exhaust cylinder. So if that 250 spec is right, that one's 2 under, that one's 4 over, and that's probably going to be within spec. I'm hoping. I'll wait till I get the manual and see what it says, but that'll be a great deal if I don't have the expense of buying a new camshaft. Now I'll get the cam pulled out and check the bearings on that and see what they look like. Yeah, all you gotta do is just carefully pull the cam out. Be careful not to bash any of the lobes into the journals. Okay, we get the cam on the bench. Check those out, check the bearings. Hopefully those will be good too. Okay, I'm going to use the micrometer on the cam bearings. Looks like we have 1 inch 874 thousandths on the number 1. So is 3. I'm going to take that as a very good sign. I'll check the bearings and see what the difference is. I would think if we're within 3 to 5 thousandths, maybe 2 to 3 thousandths. We'll see what the book says, but see where we're at. Hopefully those will be in spec too. They look pretty good. I'm going to pull these tappets out. All I did was took a 2x4, drilled a bunch of holes in it, marked it for the front of the engine, and just start pulling them out, sticking them in the block. That's all there is to it. Now that they're out of the way, I'll go ahead and get the cam bearings measured up and see what clearance there is there. Okay, we're going to install this in here. Looks like 4 thousandths is the clearance we've got on the cam bearing. I would have been happy with anything in the 3 to 5 range, so I think we're pretty good. I'll check it about 90 degrees to that, see if it's out of round at all. We're right on the money. So I'm going to call that good. I'm very happy with that. This will not get in here to measure 2 and 3. I'd need a set of the small telescoping ones to do that, which I don't have. But the bearings all look even. They're not worn, they're not scored. So I'm going to call them good. I had a guy telling me the other day that you could just take a pin and tap these liners out without using a special puller. I'm going to try that, see if it works or not. Yeah, it did come out of there fairly easy, so I think I'll go ahead and get the rest of them out. Got all 4 of them knocked out of there. It actually went pretty easy. Glad I learned that. Saved me the work of trying to build a puller to get those out of there. Now I'm just going to chase the threads for all these head bolts. Something I should have did to begin with. I think that's going to wrap up this edition of the Allis Chalmers restoration. Next time I'll probably be working on the oil pan and the front cover, getting those cleaned up, ready to go. Stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. Catch you next time. Bye.